I'm really sick of sitting in a chair all day long. I go to work and I sit in a chair, and I go to class and I sit in a chair, and I come home and I do my homework and I do this and I sit in the chair. So I thought, hey, let's have a new angle from the floor. So I'm not sure if I ever really had like some big defining moment that was like, guess what? You're a feminist. I don't suppose that's really necessarily how it works for anybody, but I don't know other people's lived experiences. What I do remember is being a senior in high school and writing a lot. Every single paper I wrote in English 1010 was about women's issues. I wrote a paper about women being pastors, and at the time I was really involved in a church, and I don't really remember being particularly put off that none of the women there held any positions of authority. But I wrote this paper, and after I wrote the paper I sort of started to question, like, why aren't there women doing things besides babysitting and marrying pastors around here? But I was still involved. It was a big part of my life. It was my community. I could only question so much at that point. So I questioned cautiously. I eventually stopped going to that church, and it was for different reasons, but after I left, I really was able to view it objectively. I thought, hey, that wasn't really okay what was going on in there. I would walk past a male pastor in the hall. I don't even know why I need to say male, because they were all male. When I would walk past a pastor in the hallway, and I wouldn't even get like a friendly hello or any sort of eye contact. So, and of course there was the whole no premarital relations speech, and that made me feel really, 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 really ashamed for a very long time of being a sexual human being. I couldn't even really like kiss my boyfriend without feeling guilty for it, and it was really horrible, like, to feel that way, and I don't ever want anybody else to ever feel like that. And that is sort of how my feminism was shaped, through those feelings of shame. You shouldn't feel ashamed for whatever your sexual preference is, that there's nothing to be ashamed of. And help people, that's what I want with my feminism. And I struggle with the word feminism sometimes because it seems very inclusive of a particular brand of women, and I think that feminism is way beyond that. But it's what's there, and so it's what I'll use. I would be curious to know what sort of feminism is out there for everybody else. What are the reasons you're drawn to it, the reasons you identify with it, the reasons you don't identify with it, a different term you identify with more. I'd like to know. I'd be really interested in hearing other people's stories of what brought them to feminism. So I made this a tag. Hopefully other people will upload videos about their experience with feminism and everything. So I've listed a link in the description about for more information. There's a fellow YouTuber out there that I really like her videos, and I think that she will answer a lot of questions. If you're curious about your sexuality, you should definitely click on her link, and hopefully in the future you can come to my channel if you have questions and curiosities as well. So you should leave comments or video response. Alright.